Hey everyone, this is Video Game Lover here, and I can't believe I'm doing this video. It was 35 years ago, on this day, 35 years ago, the Sega Genesis was released in North America. One of the greatest consoles of all time. Love this system a lot. And later in the video, I will show you guys my Sega Genesis collection games, and I'm just gonna go through my history. Now, I'm not gonna go fully through my history. Well, actually, I kind of am, but I want to save most of it for May of next year, because it's gonna be 20 years since I've had a Sega Genesis. So I got my first Genesis back in May of 2005. I believe the day was May 6th, and I remember that because it was the day Season 4 SpongeBob started. And this wasn't the exact model. I'll actually show you that right now. I was in a Kids and More store, and I saw a Sega Genesis with 2 controllers, Model 2 Genesis, and my parents got it for me. It was only 20 bucks. So I thought that was really cool. And then a day later, I went to GameStop. This was right before they were going to get rid of all their Super Nintendo, Genesis, and 64 stuff. And just focus on modern games. I picked up Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was just playing that game religiously for that day. And then I got Sonic 2, Jurassic Park, Primal Rage, and eventually, of course, Mortal Kombat. So, 2005, I was all over this system. I just love this system a lot. But I wasn't familiar with the library that the Genesis had. And that's kind of how it was for me for the first 6 years of having the Genesis. All I could think of was, oh, Sonic. That's really it. I mean, I knew about Streets of Rage and all that, but I couldn't find it. So this is my Model 1. This is mostly where I mostly play all my Genesis games on, mainly because the Model 1 has much better sound than the Model 2. I know that people are going to freak out that it doesn't say high definition graphics, but as long as the adapter port is right here, you're fine with the Model 1. If it's right here, then it's the crappy Model 1 Genesis with the sound chip that's in the Model 2. So, but I've always had a very big soft spot for this system, but it really wasn't until 2011 when I just went on this massive Sega Genesis kick. Like, it was unheard of. For the summer of 2011, I told myself, I need to find some of the best games on the system. I know that there are plenty of good games on this system, and holy shit, I fell in a massive rabbit hole. I was picking up so many games left and right, from Castlevania Bloodlines to Vector Man 1 and 2, Rocket Knight Adventures, Dynamite Headdy. I found Ristar for $4. Contra Hardcore I found in Video Game Cavern, and that's hilarious because I called them up. I'm like, hey, do you have Contra Hardcore? I'm pretty sure you don't. And you're like, oh, we have Contra Hardcore. Excuse me? Gunstar Heroes, you name it. And I was just amazed of the library that the Sega Genesis had. It may not have had the impact of some of the best games that the Super Nintendo had, but it had its own damn library. Like the PSP. It may have not been the best system, but its library is freaking amazing. So, I mean, I just had so many memories just playing the system from 2005 and then especially in 2011, and just being blown away of some of the really good games on the system. And even to this day, I'm still playing some of the best games on the system. And there's still so many gems I still had yet to play on the system. So, but I absolutely love the Genesis, and now I'm going to show you guys my collection as of August 2024. Happy birthday to the Sega Genesis, 35 years old. Alrighty, here are all my Sega Genesis games. By the way, here's my 32X, I still have that. I did get rid of the Sega CD because I rarely ever played it. But I've always had a soft spot for the 32X. Also, shout out to Linda, the gamer girl. Alright, let's begin. Fire Mustang. This is actually a reproduction cart, and I had no idea. I thought it was a Mega Drive game. It's a shmup. It's not bad, but it's very frustrating because it's one of those games where if you do really well, the game just punishes you. Beyond Oasis, this is one of my favorite beat 'em up slash action RPGs. It's basically like Zelda, but with Streets of Rage. It's really cool. Here's a few 32S games. WrestleMania, the arcade game, a really good version. Primal Rage, I really like that version. MEA Jam Tournament Edition, this is a really good version of MEA Jam. And Virtual Fighter, which is actually better than the Saturn version. And Sonic & Knuckles, which is, of course, we all know a great game, but you got paired up with Sonic 3. Streets of Rage 3 with Sonic. This is a hack of Streets of Rage 3, but you can play as Sonic. It's just like the US version of Streets of Rage 3, and I'm not a fan of the US version of Streets of Rage 3. I prefer the Japanese version. Of course, one of the greatest beat-em-ups of all time is Streets of Rage 2. X-Men 2, this is a really cool game. Tough, but really good. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, I love this game. It's such a good beat-em-up. Dinosaurs for Hire, it's Contra, but with dinosaurs, it's a fun one. Gotta do a playthrough of that game soon. Shinobi 3 was there to be said. This is an amazing game. Sonic 3, great game. Kid Chameleon. This is a good game, but it really needed a level select code. It needed a password, it needed something. It's way too goddamn long. Way too damn long. I have no idea why the hell they made it that long. Here's Aladdin, which I need another copy of. The label's kind of falling apart, but this is a classic game. Skitchin'. It's like Road Rash, but you're on rollerblades. It's pretty good. Road Rash 3, really good game. Road Rash 1, it's not the best, and it's very frustrating if you're trying to go for 100%. I only recommend playing this just the first couple levels. General Chaos, a pretty cool strategy game. Toy Story, good game, but really hard. Echo the Tides of Time, much better than the first game, but it's also hard. Cool Spot, a really fun game. Jurassic Park, one of the first Genesis games I own, and it hasn't really aged all that well. Rampage Edition is much better. Grindstormer, this is a reproduction card. It's a good shooter, but it's not my favorite. Lightning Force, of course, this is a fan favorite. This is another reproduction card. A great game. Thunder Force 3, another reproduction card. I actually like this one more than Lightning Force. I just think this one's more funner than Lightning Force. Battletoads and Double Dragon, a good game, but it's not my favorite version. Captain America: The Avengers, this is the best version of this game. It's actually one of the only good ones on the system. Sorry for the camera shake. Ristar, love this game so much. Love this game so much. Rocket Knight Adventures, one of the best platformers on the system. Dynamite Headdy, same thing, another fantastic game. And of course, Gunstar Heroes, one of the best running good games on the system. Here's my new game that I know some people are going to be a little annoyed where I got it from. Sold East, this is a fun shooter. And the reason I got it from DK Oldies was they actually had it the cheapest, believe it or not. So, Hockey, Road Rash 2, a good game. Tin Head, I haven't played a whole lot of this game. Don't know if that game is really all that good. Alien Storm, a fun beat 'em up. Elysia Dragoon, I only paid $10 for this. This game now goes for $100. It's a really good game. Garfield Cognac, an okay platformer, and Decap Attack, which is an awesome platformer. So that's my loose games. Alright, time for the box games. Mortal Kombat 1, I spent so much time on this game back when I was little. Love this version so much. Not because of the blood, believe it or not. It's because it just plays a lot better than the Super Nintendo version. Mortal Kombat 2, an okay version. Mortal Kombat 3, I like this version. And and this is my original copy I've had for almost 20 years. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, this is one of my favorites. Now, this is actually a custom case. I was able to get a custom case of this game. So, really nice to have. MEA Jam Tournament Edition, of course, classic game. Risky Woods, a really fun platforming type of game. Really good game by EA. Sonic 2, one of the best platformers on the system. Of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. This is where it made the Genesis took off. It's about to fall. Let me just move these games. Subterranea. This is one of my favorite Genesis games of all time. It's once you get used to the controls, it's such a good game. And this has one of my favorite soundtracks of any Genesis game. Seriously, the soundtrack in this game is unbelievable. Vector Man 1, love this game so much. One of my favorites. Vector Man 2, love this sequel. Got them really good, in good shape. Mercs, this is a really fun game. Really good game. Alter Beast, one of the first Genesis games. I like it. It's something special, but it's still a classic. WrestleMania, the arcade game. This version's a lot better than the Super Nintendo version. All the characters are here, and the gameplay is a lot better than the Super Nintendo version. Beavis and Butthead, a good game, really tough though. Adventures of Batman and Robin. This case has seen better days. This is another one of my favorite Genesis games. It's like Contra, but with Batman. It's a really damn good game. Primal Rage. Got this real cheap. Of course, I love that game. Super Street Fighter 2. Awesome game. This is the Genesis 6-pack with 6 games into one. I mainly got it for Street to Rage and Golden Axe, along with Revenge of Shinobi. Really cool compilation. Desert Demolition, a pretty fun Looney Tunes game. This also saw better days. Light Crusader, a really good game by Treasure. It's like Landstalker, but a ton much easier. Jurassic Park Rampage Edition. I love this game much more than the first game. Sega Sports. I only got it for the case. And I used the black case for Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Here are some 32X games. Virtual Racing. Mortal Kombat 2. And what's funny was I bought this on Amazon like almost 15 years ago, and it said it was the cart only, and for some reason they just gave me it complete. I couldn't believe it. And Doom for the 32X, which I've had this for a while. And of course, the final 3 games: Hyper Stone Heist, Ninja Turtles. Someone made a post about this game, about saying what you think about it. This is a good game. It may not be Turtles in Time, but I still think it's a solid game. Castlevania Bloodlines. This is one of my favorite Genesis games of all time. Love this game. And last but not least, one of my favorite games of all time, Contra Hardcore. And yes, I know it's a printed cover, but hey, I still got the card of it. So, love this game so much. It's such an amazing game. So, by the way, just to show it to you, here's the card. It's really tough for me to open these games. So. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is my Sega Genesis collection as of 2024. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Video Game Life 58, sign out. Peace.